My dear friends, good morning and welcome to St. Catherine of Sweden. And we wish to welcome all those who are visiting, especially the Little Sisters of the Poor. It's a real blessing to have you worshiping with us today. Today's gospel reading presents us with three more stories or parables told by Jesus to his close disciples. Now, did you know the pearl of the great price and the treasure of the hidden in the field have a Harry Potter connection? I'm looking out here and about 50% are going, who's Harry Potter? Wonder if he's related to Sherman T. Potter from MASH. And about 50% minus about 4 are going, Harry Potter, isn't he a wizard? And the altar servers and the cantors are going, cool. All right. So at the beginning of the series, when Harry Potter was invited to become a student at Hogwarts, and he learned that he was a wizard, this news was so valuable to Harry that he left behind everything he knew. True, he wasn't leaving the greatest life given where he lived and whom he lived with, but still, it's not easy to leave what you know. And he had to walk straight into a brick column at the railroad station to catch the train to Hogwarts. These parables today challenge us, as they did the early Christians, to be ready to step into something new for God, as Harry was to step into that column and go to Hogwarts. In the early days of the church, it was of great personal cost that many people became Christians. Yet they saw Christianity as a pearl of great price, a treasure hidden in the field. Many died for the faith long before it stood its test of time. How many of us see the faith as a precious gift about which the gospel speaks? Many of us, including myself, were born into this community of faith, and yet the sense of excitement about the faith may have faded some. Many people today who are brought up as Christian believers reach a point, maybe in their late childhood, in adolescence, when they don't see religion or faith in God as very important or relevant. And when that happens, some of them drift away from the church and never come back. They find their values and their sense of identity elsewhere. But for others, faith in the Christian message is rediscovered. The religion of childhood, the part of the ideas and values that children accept without analyzing them until they're older, they're replaced by an adult faith. A mark of an adult faith is a commitment held by a definite personal decision. The person who believes in God as an adult today is someone with his or her own definite personal experience of God. Someone who prays to God, reflects hard on Jesus' often difficult teachings, and actually takes on the vision of God's kingdom that he has talked about these past few weeks. People who spend time in prayer and reflection and become devoted to the mission of the church find they are led forward in their faith. Self-serving, worldly priorities get left behind, and they are drawn towards God's priorities into God's life. In fact, eventually, God is recognized as the treasure, a pearl. And those who have discovered him are prepared to surrender everything else to possess him. It is then that we become excited about a meaningful, personal, ongoing friendship with our God. And I truly believe that's why we're here. I believe that is why we come back to Mass week after week. At our very core, at the very essence of who we all are, we desire the friendship that with our God. And as for God, we are the delight of his heart. Beloved children, unique and priceless and precious in his eyes. But neither earthly treasure nor pearls are going to sustain that friendship or relationship. Then what will? Solomon gives us the answer. When God tells Solomon that he can have whatever he wants, Solomon doesn't ask for wealth like most of us would probably think of. Instead, he asks for an understanding heart and the ability to distinguish between right and wrong. Because of his unselfishness, Solomon was made wiser than anyone in his generation. And that is the treasure that is ours. That is what we must shout for joy about. We know all things work together for good for those who love God. And this is truly the good news we need to recognize, get excited about, and need to share with others today. When we receive the Eucharist shortly, we are partaking in God's priceless gift to us. So let us ask him, like Solomon, for the grace and the courage and the understanding heart, the wisdom to know and love God, and the ability to distinguish between right and wrong. You see, at Hogwarts, Harry Potter, he learned the values of friendship and sacrifice, and along the way, he demonstrated that it's possible to vanquish evil and establish peace. Power, success, an easy life, or all the treasures in the world do not bring the truest and deepest joys. It is friendship, self-giving, sacrifice, and devotion to God who will place wisdom in our hearts. It is that wisdom that will allow us to keep our eyes towards the true treasure, his kingdom. May God bless your kindness, and may the Holy Spirit protect you now and forever.